most people stay stuck in the same life patterns? Why do some keep attracting the same toxic partners, the same financial struggles, the same cycle of almost, but never quite? It's not just trauma, it's not just belief, it's frequency. It's the energetic code running beneath your thoughts. Your subconscious mind isn't just a memory bank, it's a transmitter, and what it transmits becomes your reality. Every thought you have carries a frequency. Not metaphorically, literally. Ancient mystics knew this. Modern science is finally catching up. Thoughts aren't just ideas. They're energy currents. They vibrate. They attract. They build the invisible architecture of your life. This is why Neville Goddard said, "Your imagination is the creative force, creating reality in the image of your sustained attention." When your sustained attention, your frequency, remains locked on fear, lack, or unworthiness, the universe mirrors it straight back to you. Not as punishment, but as reflection. The law of vibration never sleeps. Most people live their lives on a subconscious autopilot, but here's what they miss. Autopilot means repeating that same frequency over and over again. You may say you want abundance, but your underlying frequency is saying, "I don't feel safe with more, I expect it to disappear," and other self-limiting internal statements. You may desire love, but your energetic imprint shouts, "I'm still afraid of being seen. I'm still protecting myself from pain and heartache." That's why people stay stuck. Not because they lack talent, not because they lack worth, but because they're transmitting the same internal signal every single day, and reality keeps responding accordingly. Think of your subconscious mind as a radio tower. It emits frequencies based on your inner state. When you dwell in fear, you tune to the station of limitation. When you sink into gratitude, you shift to the station of expansion. When you embody joy, even for no reason at all, the signal upgrades. But here's the key. You can't fake this. The subconscious doesn't speak in words. It speaks in energy, in feeling, in a frequency. So repeating, "I am rich, I am rich, I am rich," when your internal state is constantly stressed out, living in a state of panic, it just becomes noise, static. The signal doesn't change. But when you cultivate a genuine shift in frequency, even slightly, everything begins to realign for you. The ancient alchemists didn't just seek to turn lead into gold. They sought to turn dense energy into light, fear into clarity, limitation into power. That alchemy happens through one key: raising the vibration of your inner world, and it becomes with self-awareness. Ask yourself, what frequency am I living in most of the time? What emotional state is shaping my day? What thoughts repeat quietly over and over in my mind, shaping my view of the world and myself? You can't shift what you don't recognize. You must observe your inner signal without shame or judgment. Witness your patterns and then transmute them. This is spiritual awakening at its core, not bypassing pain, but elevating through it, raising the signal one layer at a time. So if affirmations aren't the key, what is? Here are some energetic and esoteric ways to truly shift the subconscious frequency. First of all, you need to start observing your dominant vibration. Use stillness, whether you sit and meditate or just sit quietly, to scan your emotional frequency. Not the thoughts, but the tone. Is it anxious? Is it grasping? Or is it peaceful, expansive, abundant? Label it honestly. Awareness collapses illusion. Secondly, interrupt the loop. The moment you notice a low frequency spiral of thought happening, pause. Take a deep breath, drop your shoulders, and ask yourself, what signal am I sending out right now? This breaks the trance of autopilot energy states. Next, enter the silence. The most powerful rewiring doesn't happen through noise. It happens in deep inner stillness. Daily silence allows you to hear the original frequency of your soul before it was conditioned and shaped. And finally, you need to embody the frequency you desire. Not just think it, but live it. You want freedom? Walk like it, breathe like it. Want abundance? Create from overflow, share freely. Your subconscious learns through what you are projecting as your energy, not by your logic. Your higher self already exists, not in some distant future, but in a higher vibrational bandwidth. The version of you who is aligned, peaceful, thriving, they're already transmitting at a different frequency. So when you raise your vibration, you don't just create that version of you, you tune into them. This is the multidimensional truth of manifestation. You are a radio, your life is the song. Change the station and you change the experience. The more you hold that frequency, the more reality catches up. You want to reprogram your subconscious? Here's the truth. It's not about memorizing mantras. It's not about forcing positivity. It's about learning to feel, embody, and live at the frequency of the life you're calling in. Because once your internal signal shifts, the outer world has no choice but to rearrange itself. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you already are. So don't just change your thoughts, change the energy beneath them. Don't recite new ideas, broadcast a new signal. Rewire your frequency and start living today in your desired reality.